Hello everyone and welcome back to Borderlands 2, the DLC quest. So as promised, after doing the first three main DLCs, the big ones, we will now be doing the 5 little DLCs, and then as a grand finale of multiple episodes, I will be doing the final DLC, but I want to keep that for last, because I think it's the best. Okay, so what we want to do now I think we want to go to Hallowed Hollow. This is the last major DLC, Unassuming Docks. This is Marcus Saved Mercenary Day, which is I think the third one. This is the second one, that's the Torque DLC. Wham Bam Island is the last. Rotgut Distillery. Yeah, I think it's Hallowed Hollow. Let's see. It looks right. Yeah, this is the right one.
Welcome to Hallowed Hollow, the only community for Pandora's exiled and retired undead. I'm the town's lookout, TK Baja. Why don't you come on and find me, would you? Just follow the sound of the blind redneck zombie's voice.
So these DLCs are a lot shorter. They have one map and basically one quest in that map. So don't expect too much content from these. Luckily, I think I got them each for like $1 on a sale, so they're not really expensive either.
Lately, a real sourpuss named the Pumpkin Kingpin's been hassling the townsfolk. They're so scared these days, they won't even step outside. Why don't you get out there and give them the old 1-2 for me?
Okay, and of course putting TK Baja in it is a reference to a fairly, I guess, beloved NPC from the first game. Oh yeah, there's these candies in this DLC. I think there's 3 types. Okay, so fire damage doesn't work well against you. How about corrosive? That works, okay. And eating a candy will give you a temporary boost. The red, I don't know what the red ones do, health regen maybe? The yellow ones give you movement speed, as you can see. And there's one other kind, the blue ones. Not sure what they do. Increase your damage maybe? These DLCs are fairly short and inconsequential, so I never really dealt with them very much. Hence, I don't really know what the different candies do. I think they override each other, so if you eat one, then any other candy effects will be gone. Obviously the yellow one, because it makes you move faster, is arguably the most useful one.
Enough.
Okay, this appears to be a dead end.
The Pumpkin Kingpin should be in that clearing on the other side of that gate.
And the gate closes, obviously.
Oh, horseradish. The Kingpin must have cast a locking spell on this gate. You're gonna need an enchanted skeleton key. Why don't you dig up some graves and let's find ourselves some enchanted bones, you hear?
Okay, so let's dig up some graves, I guess.
Dagnabbit. The folks buried there must have been normal type people. We're gonna need the bones of wizards to create a working skeleton key. Keep on looking.
I think that might have been a suicide skeleton that just blew itself up there. Okay. And more graves down here, which we can rob. I think it's completely random which graves are the right ones, by the way. Oi! Totally hit you in my targets multiple times there. It might not be random, by the way. I just don't know. These enemies do certainly resist fire damage. I think I'll switch out the fire sandhawk for the regular one. Why don't I? Oi.
That looks like an enchanted skeleton right there. Why don't you give him a wallop, and you should be a step or two closer to making a skeleton key.
Stop struggling.
Stop being annoying.
Enchanted bones you'll need. Once you find the others and make the key, you'll be able to go toe to toe with the Pumpkin Kingpin himself. Yeehaw!
Okay, well, we'll have to do a bunch more moving about before we can actually... Oh, yeah. Before we can actually make it to the Kingpin, but that is the final objective essentially. So again, as I said, don't expect too much content. Oh yeah, damn it! For some reason, I thought both grenades had exploded. They hadn't. It's not the most accurate of guns, I have to admit.
You've done found another enchanted skeleton. I haven't been this happy since that time I got killed. Great! Only one more bone piece left, and then you can make yourself a skeleton key.
Okay, so there's always one grave in each of these 3 areas, by the looks of it, and it's random which one it is. Because the first time around I had to open almost all of them. Second time around it went quite quickly.
That shut him up.
Okay. 2 more graves on this side, and that's the right one.
You
Nice.
found the last the enchanted bones, why don't you head to the blacksmith's and forge yourself a skeleton key? While you're there, tell Sully the blacksmith that I said hi.
These appear to be pictures of Marcus. Oh dear. Oh, pumpling. Woohoo! It is nice with the yellow sweets how fast you move. It also affects reload speed by the looks of it. So I don't think it reloads that quickly by itself. Oh, it's over. Damn it. Come on. Nice. Yay.
Blacksmith's hammer to make the key. Now, where could he be? Sully? Hey, Sully! You got a customer over here?
Aw. I wish it lasted longer, because that yellow effect is really fun to play with.
There he is. Why don't you ask him for his hammer, would you? I'm sure he'll hand it over if you ask him nicely.
I asked quite nicely.
Done talking, huh? I was sure he'd come around. Nevertheless, you better get that hammer from him.
That was awesome!
All right. Now, smack those bones together and forge yourself a skeleton key. Now that you've got the key, you can find the Pumpkin Kingpin's lair and make the rivers run orange with pumpkin guts.
Again, picking up the SMG is for the ammo only. Don't think we're quite done yet, but we're definitely getting there. I think this here is some Easter egg about some random horror movie. Don't ask me which one though, I don't really enjoy horror movies. I don't mind suspenseful movies. There's a few of these red pumpkins throughout the place. I know something happens when you destroy all of them, but I don't know where they all are. So I'm probably not going to go for it. The thing I don't like about horror movies is when they rely on jump scares, because I just don't find jump scares particularly fun. I don't know. It's easy enough to startle someone, but that's not the same as being spooky. And I find that too often.
Stay still.
Oh, there's more skeletons already. Figured maybe the place would be clear since I cleared it, but I was wrong. Yeah, I don't know. This happens particularly with horror games, more so than horror movies even, where they confuse being scary with being startling. Because if something suddenly jumps out at you from a cupboard or something, you're going to be surprised and you're going to have fear reaction. You're going to jump backwards. But then you'd have the same reaction no matter what jumps out. It could be a monster or a fluffy bunny. Your first reaction, because suddenly something moves towards you, still to move back and get distance between you and it. So something that seems to, well, people seem to misunderstand this, especially I've noticed in horror games. For example, I quite a while ago actually started playing what's its face? Dead Space 1, because people said it's such a good horror game, it's the best horror game ever. It's so scary, and it just isn't. It has a lot of jump scares, sure. I mean, after the first 2 or 3 times you know when they're going to come and they're no longer really scary, but aside from that, it's not a horror game, really. Okay, now I need to head to the windmill, right? So I stopped playing Dead Space. Again, it wasn't scary in any way. I mean, the first time you see a monster, it's kind of scary, but then about a minute later you see it right up in your face, widely illuminated.
Must be the scrap nesting up there in the blades. Better clear them all out. I'm sorry. I bet this is frustrating for you.
Incidentally, this is the worst and most lazy kind of writing for a game.
Have you seen Zed or Ned lately? What about Ted? Oh, wait. I'm so sorry. We ain't supposed to talk about the forbidden brother. My bad.
It is... what did Yahtzee call it? Fashionably late syndrome? You have one goal, and whenever you reach it, basically, something happens so that the goal is now elsewhere. And that's all you do in this DLC, pretty much. Get the door open. Or rather, go kill this guy, because he's annoying. Alright? Actually, he's closed the door. Get the key. Actually, to get the key, you need to fight this. So first you grab the skeleton pieces, and then, you get the key. For heaven's sake. Ugh. And then you have to make the key, so you need to kill the blacksmith guy thing, spider ant, whatever you want to call it. That was one of those special pumpkins. If I see them, I'm still going to attack them. I just can't guarantee I always will. Okay, I need to destroy all the nests. Well, as the quest marker clearly says. I just don't know where they all are, so I'm gonna have to look around for a moment. There's definitely one up there.
The Spikos and Scrag tell legends of the creature who kicked him out of the was a real big, small, or normal-sized man or woman, and that there was 1 to 4 of them. The legends are pretty vague.
Okay, 1 nest left, which is apparently over here. I don't think I'm doing this in the ideal order, but you know, we'll get there. Oh damn it, it's a suicide one. Annoyingly, you can't hit these enemies while they're in their standing up animation. Something they could have definitely fixed. Incidentally, I think I could probably do all of these Headhunter DLCs in 1 episode each, so that is my goal.
The windmill's going, so the blood's pumping, and everything's ready for a final showdown with the Pumpkin Kingpin. Whenever you're ready, just head back to the Kingpin's domicile.
I was sure I could make that jump.
Hemoglobin pumps. Got a few vampires in town, and well, they make milkshakes out of blood. I had one once. It was all right.
Hup, hup, hup. Probably want to go back to the fire sandhawk, right? Yeah, let's go with it.
I love my powers.
Right, let's give it some juice. We're now pumping blood into this garden because reasons.
That's a badass.
Hallowed Hollow is safe once again. Come on back for your reward wherever you want, old pal.
I think you're guaranteed to get customization, or at least they have a chance to drop a customization item, these bosses. Aside from that, they really aren't that interesting. Don't think I got one. Apparently you're not guaranteed to get one, or maybe only once, because I've already gotten all of the unlocks. Anyway, I'll just head back and turn in this quest. I think every one of these DLCs has a follow-up mini quest thing, but since that's nothing but tedium, I've decided not to do them. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to ignore you. Worst thing you can do to an enemy, apparently.
Freeze.
This way. And this really is the sort of general amount of content you can expect from the Headhunter DLCs.
Thanks for coming on by, stranger. As payment for my watchfulness, I ask.
And there's a follow-up quest where you collect this brain candy. I'm not going to do them. They're just mindless go to these places and collect stuff quests. Don't think it's very interesting, and if you want to play them or see them, then I suggest trying to find a different LP or buying them yourself. I just don't want to do like meaningless busy work quests too much, since they don't have any story content whatsoever, really. So I hope you enjoyed this first Headhunter DLC, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.